Hey guys, Guitar Pilgrim here, and I just got back from a short vacation to the Netherlands, visiting friends and family, which was great after the lockdown in Ireland we've been in. And I also went to a place called Zierikzee. Beautiful, small Dutch city, very pretty, which happens to have a fantastic record store. Now, I didn't know that. I just walked into the place and all of a sudden I noticed there was this fantastic blues guitarist playing. It sounded kind of like Eric Clapton, but it wasn't Clapton. I was like, who the hell is this? So I walked up to the guy behind the counter and I could tell right away this was a person who was in love with his job, right? And he told me it was Shuggy Otis. Kind of familiar, but not really that well known to me anyway. And to make a long story short, I ended up buying way too many records. I only planned on buying one record, maybe, and I ended up buying 6 records. And let's have a look at the first one. King of the Blues by B.B. King. Isn't that a great album cover? It's a young B.B. King smoking a cigarette. Nowadays you couldn't do an album cover like that, smoking a cigarette. That's a bad example for the youth, right? But in the 60s, everybody smoked. It didn't really matter. Now, B.B. King, when you think of B.B. King, you think of the B.B. King blues box, right? But that's not all he does. It's not just B.B. King and the B.B. King blues box and that's all it is. It's knowing when to play it and when not to play it. For example, the first 2 minutes of the song here, B.B. King doesn't even touch his blues box, but he just stays in a regular blues scale. I've got a right to love my baby. She treats me just like a king. That sort of stuff. He can play those feisty licks. It's a very typical B.B. King lick. But then play something very sweet and subtle as well. So important to mix it up. Now, another record I bought is the great Freddie King. I didn't have a Freddie King record in my collection yet. And unfortunately, it's already a bit damaged, the cover as you can see. When you have a baby, you learn to let that stuff go. The more I listen to Freddie King, the more I appreciate the man's brilliant guitar playing. It's fairly obvious people like Eric Clapton and Stevie Ray Vaughan took a lot of licks and ideas from Mr. Freddie King. And this song, Butterscotch, really, it all revolves around a basic, simple riff. And so on. And then he answers the riff by playing a short improvisation. That's another one, eh? Freddie King has this certain lick that he plays with a very fast pull-off. And there's also one other thing I heard on the record that he does all the time, which is the one-note vibrato like this. Just that one note and nothing else. So in this song it would be like... like that. And of course, beautiful licks that Stevie Ray Vaughan, Eric Clapton, everybody used, and why not use it yourself? Now, let's look at the next one. Yeah, this one, long overdue, Van Morrison, Astral Weeks.
If I ventured in the slipstream between the viaducts of your dream.
It's funny when you listen to those Van Morrison songs, many of them, the chords are incredibly simple. Like the opening track of Astral Weeks. Well, this is doable, eh? And those songs go on for 7 or 8 minutes or so. Eh? There's even one song, it's called Caledonia Soul Music, That goes on for 17 minutes. 17 minutes of this. But with Van Morrison's vocals, those are some beautiful 17 minutes. Now, here we have Lightnin Hopkins.
Baby, come go home with me. Baby, come go home with me.
It's a pretty cool album cover as well, right? It's kind of reminiscent of Andy Warhol for some reason, but this album is from 1959, so it couldn't have been Warhol at all. And the thing with Lightnin Hopkins is, if you think that Lightnin Hopkins is a mediocre guitarist, well, think again, because all of a sudden he does a lick like this. Whoa! That's a badass lick right there. Let's play it very slow. Pretty badass, good guitar lick. Now the last one I picked up was from this man here, John Prine, who sadly passed away, I think last year due to the coronavirus. And that's one thing I like about vinyl, eh? The album covers and it's big, look inside and everything. It's not the same with a CD, right? Now, John Prine, I love John Prine, first of all, because of his songwriting ability, and second, because of the man's grainy country voice, yeah, that sounds like it's been through hell and back. And this album, for better or worse, is particularly nice because of the covers, and one of the covers is a song called Falling in Love Again, very old 1930s song that even the Beatles covered.